Welcome to today's episode. Today I'm going to show you how I have turned this plywood panel into this nice upholstered panel. I'm in no way a professional upholsterer, but I've done a few things in the past and also, like yourself, searched on YouTube of how to do it. So I'm going to show you how I did it, and I'll show you the things that we first of all need to be able to do this job. First of all, you need your plywood panel, which Luke has scribed out. He's made all of the holes for the lights and things and the power to come through, which this panel didn't have any, so that was a bit easier. So the rest of the things that you're going to need is your material. Now we've chosen this nice suede type material to give a bit of plushness. Probably better to go with a material that has a four-way stretch or a little bit of a stretch. This one doesn't have any stretch, but you know, I like a challenge. Now the next thing is really thin squishy foam. This is a 3mm foam, which will go on the plywood just to give it a little bit of a plush feel. Next you're going to need a permanent marker, some good sewing scissors, a Stanley knife, a roller, or you can get away with just using your hands. And once you start gluing, you're going to need some safety glasses and a mask. Now glues, upholstery glues, probably do your own research on this. I've used both of these ones. These are what are available in New Zealand. I probably prefer this one. It's more like the 3M glues, where you can actually see where the glue is going, whereas this is more of a spray. You can't really see it where the glue is. Next, I've got an upholstery gun. You could probably just use a staple gun, big heavy weight, and obviously some safety earmuffs for when you are upholstering. So let's crack on and I'll try and show you how we do it. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is figure out which is the right side of your panel. This is our right side for us, so that actually means that we're going to flip it over and put it right side down, and then I'm just going to take my permanent marker and roughly draw around. We're not going to cut this yet. The permanent marker is just so that I can take the panel off and glue without having loads of overspray on parts of the foam that I don't need it to be. So I'll flip the panel over, and then we're going to glue the right side. So make sure you check the drying time of each glue that you're using. This one is actually really quick. It's just over a minute, maximum 4 minutes, whereas the other one I used had a bit more of a leeway of 5 to sort of 15 minutes. So this one we're going to have to be quick. I'm going to try and do 2 coats quite quickly on both the panel and also the foam, and then get it stuck together. All right, make sure you get your safety stuff on now. Okay, so now I just need to roughly line this up and lay it down. This is where the weights come in handy, especially if your panel has already been bent a little bit to the shape of the wall. I found the one I did yesterday had already been in the wall, so it was curved. All right, now flip it over and see if you need to flatten it down. Hopefully there's not too many air bubbles. That's where the roller comes in handy. I definitely prefer the other glue that I used. It's more like the 3M one, where you can see where it's going, and it's more, you can see where each row is better so that you can kind of overlay each row. Ideally you would overlay each row by 50%, whereas the really fine spray just isn't as easy. That looks pretty good. Okay, so now I'm just going to cut around the edge of the board with a Stanley knife, and that will cut the foam out. So it's nice and cut. Now the great thing about the foam we've found is that any of these sort of wavy bits where the scribing hasn't been fantastic, where the cuts are a little bit wavy because everything in the van is curved and things, the foam with the material makes those panels look a lot better. So we weren't actually going to do the foam initially, but then once I looked into it a bit, I figured that will give us a little bit of plushness, because these panels are going in the girls' bunks. It will also give it a little bit of more insulation and also make it look more professional. And now we do the exact same thing with the material. Drawing around with your marker again. The marker really is just so that you don't spray so much glue everywhere. Okay, so we flipped it over. Just going to check for bubbles and get the roller. Next up is trimming around the edge of the material and doing the details around each of the corners. I'll show you how to do this corner here first. You can do it with a knife, or otherwise I've been using my sewing scissors. So from the corner you want to head back on a sharp angle, but don't go all the way to the wood. You want to leave a little bit of space, and you do the same on the other side. And now this bit here on the actual corner, you make like a triangle. Because how this works is you'll bring up that piece there, and then you'll bring up that piece and that piece, and that will cover over the corner. Now on any of any curved corner, what you want to do is make relief cuts. The tighter the corner, the tighter you want to make the cuts, or the closer together you want to make the cuts. And I actually found on super tight corners that you actually want to cut out each second one. You'll see what I mean. So if we do relief cuts here, that's just basically doing cuts close together. I'll show you a close-up. So these are just cuts close together, and then what I found is if I actually cut out this piece here of every second one, sorry, trying to do this one-handed, and then cut out this one, because on a super tight corner you'll find that otherwise it just ends up with too much material to go around. So you'll see that that should nicely cover up there. If I show you close up here, this is what I'm meaning by so you do the angle out here and then you leave this little triangle to go over, and sorry, again, one-handed, like that. It will look a lot better once the glue is on and everything. On these internal corners, you just have to cut as close as you possibly can and bring the material up. Obviously, depending on the thickness of the plywood, you may see some of the wood, but in our case, these pieces are up really high. You won't see those bits there, so I'm not too worried about that. Now to glue the backing on, the most important edge is actually this edge along here, to make sure that you get glue along there, and then onto back obviously, but you want to actually kind of set the material by flattening it along there and holding it up first before then putting it over. So I will try to do that part now. Now I kind of do this in bits and pieces. I kind of glue part, wait for a part to dry, and then put a part together. So now we can go around and just trim off any of the excess material that you don't want in any of the corners where there might have been like a rounded corner and you've just got lots of material. And we are glued. So the glue is holding most of it. Now the last thing is to just staple on the other side, just to make sure the material stays where it's meant to be. Alright, now the fun part. The glue's already holding the upholstery onto the wood, but I'm going to go around and staple it all on the edges just to make sure that it is all stuck down and all secure for obviously a long time to come. Also make sure that your staples are obviously thinner than the thickness of the backing that you're using. I've got 6mm staples and they don't go through into the material, which is great. Okay, and flipping it over, she's all done. All finished and all nicely upholstered, ready to go into the van with the girls' bunks on either end. So if you found this video helpful, then please make sure you give us a big thumbs up. That really helps us out. And if you want to follow Luke and I converting our crafter van into a full berth motorhome, then make sure you subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be notified of videos when we upload them. See you in the next one.